Hello and welcome to another Teacher's Corner playthrough. I'm Teacher Kirby and today we will be playing, or I will be playing, Spin the Wheel. This is a mission on Drazana Station. As you can see, I've reached level 20. I'm in my new ship that I've just set up and we shall begin. I need your assistance with a rather delicate situation. We have an intelligence operative undercover at Drazana Station. Her astute observations have given us the edge in several critical engagements in the neutral zone. 22 hours ago, this operative activated an emergency subspace beacon. Samara would only contact me in this manner if she was about to be discovered by the enemy or her life was in danger. I am understandably concerned. I need you to go to Drazana, find Samara, and assist her. Take her to safety if you have to, but don't blow her cover. If you go in there weapons blazing, you may get her killed. I've accessed your logs. It's been quite some time since you had some shore leave. I suggest you visit Drazana for some downtime. We'll receive the following reward: a larger amount of dilithium and synchronic proton distortion prototype assault rifle, field stabilizing singularity core, don't need that, and a field stabilizing warp core with some sector speed travel added to it. So I'm going to accept this mission.
Until next time.
Oh, now he's voiced. Make me read all of that. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we've accepted the mission. Oh, I forgot. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my head if it wasn't attached. I forgot to go and talk to Admiral Quinn to get my official promotion. I swear some days I would lose my head if it was not attached. Here we go. Thankfully, this is a quick click, click, and done. And here we go. This will give me, partly because I am a lifetime member, it will give me a respec token. Yes. There we go. And oh, I have to go to the shipyard, which I've already, of course, gotten my ship, but that's okay. We'll take care of this, and boom. Go to the shipyard, speak with Lieutenant Laurel, and done. Alright, and we are done now with the promotion mission, so we may continue with Spin the Wheel, and here we go. We'll transwarp to that location. Alright, we are at Drazana Station, and we can head. Alright, moving forward.
Welcome to Drazana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
And we dock at the station. Not sure where we should start, but intelligence shows that Balan is the Ferengi to talk to if you're looking for information. He's a bartender, so we should look for him in the lounge area. And the lounge area is quite easy to find. Drazana Station, here we go, and Balan is at
Get your
the
common
bar.
cocktails. 4.7% discount for the next 3 minutes.
Okay, and you see we have currently two options. Question Balan will further our
Welcome to Drosana Station,
mission.
the home of the finest libations and pleasures this side of Rex. Care to hear about today's specials? Have you tried the Comet Cocktail? It's out of this world.
Alright, don't really care about the specials or the station.
Aren't we all? Me? I want a leggy Vulcan with a liberal attitude toward interspecies relations. So, are you looking for someone in particular, or just some company?
Her name is Samara. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, I know Samara. Maybe she's been here recently, and maybe she hasn't. My memory is kind of hazy.
Alright, so this is typical Ferengi behavior. He's looking for some kind of profit, so I'm going to choose the middle option to further our mission.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. In fact, I feel my memory clearing up already. I tell you what, I know you Starfleet types aren't big on Latinum, but what you do have are skills and a willingness to get your hands dirty. That's what I need right now. Our replicators are on the fritz. Maybe it's a whole power system because the lights are going wonky too. But a little blue mood lighting isn't as big a problem for me as unfilled drink orders. Go to the cargo bay and get my replicators working. By the time you're done, I'm sure I will have remembered where I last saw Samara.
Okay, so we go to the cargo bay and scan the station's replicators. And we are following the arrow. And cargo bay is here. And as you can see, there are others that are doing this same mission. First thing I need to do is scan the replicator. Running diagnostic. Okay. Replicators are offline due to diminished function of electroplasma distribution network. Okay, so it continues. So we run a diagnostic on the EPS. 30% drop in power reported on deck 1. Replicators are offline until power fluctuations are repaired. So I want to, there we go. And of course I need to know what is the cause of loss of power on deck 1. It says unknown. So now I want to, what must be done to restore power to deck 1? Power must be rerouted through systems to relieve strain on EPS conduits. The following systems are available for this process: holosuites, gravity control, replicators, environmental controls, defense grid. 6 connections are required to stabilize the power grid. There is a pattern. I honestly, the times that I've done this, I don't remember what the pattern is, but there are clues that you are given. So we will, and they're from our engineering team. So we hail the engineering team. Captain, the biggest problem you're going to have repairing anything on that station is the age of the system and the general lack of maintenance. Drazana was built in the mid-23rd century, and many of the systems in the station haven't had a major update in more than a century. So you're dealing with an EPS system that just can't handle the strain of running modern equipment like replicators. Okay, continue. I did some digging in our database and I found a log made by a Starfleet Corps of Engineer officers who visited the station in the early 24th century and made repairs to the EPS system. The log says that you need to regulate the power flow by routing it through various subsystems. It's almost like you're using those systems as ancient circuit breakers. So, what do you suggest? The first thing you should try is scanning some of the damaged systems and power couplings in the cargo bay. You should learn more about how to properly realign the relays. Okay, so, alright, so I can scan the connection network. When you find a snarl of wires and cables that look like they have been chewed on by voles, you realize that not every system may need to be used to make a successful reroute. Some systems may need more than one connection. Okay, so, alright, so we can scan replicator power relays, and these are the clues that it tells me. So, Ferengi operators on the station have made replicator function their top priority. The replicators are now tied into every available system, including life support. Start with a connection to the replicators, or the power connection will fail. Okay? So, I know I need to start, so I'm going to reroute power to replicators. So there's the first power connection. Alright, so let's go to the next closest thing. I want to scan environmental controls. Balin found a way to keep the station's ancient bar coolers working by connecting the cooling systems to the replicators. Unless that connection is maintained, all of the refrigeration units will go offline. So replicators must have a connection to environmental controls. Well, since we just started with replicators, that means our next connection has to be environmental controls. So I'm going to reroute power to environmental controls. Okay, and the second power connection is successful. Now, let's look, let's see. Okay, this is a close one here. So let's scan gravity control power relays. It looks like someone used an outdated power coupling to connect gravity control to the main power feed. It must have an emergency fix. But it's been here so long that the coupling is fused and cannot be removed. Gravity control can connect to environmental control and the defense grid, but not the replicators. Well, since we just did environmental control, okay, we could make a third connection here. Okay, so we're going to reroute power to gravity controls. Now it said that it can only connect to environmental controls and defense systems. So that tells me I need to go to defense systems next. Defense systems, where are you? There's something here. Okay, scan burnout power coupling. The APS relays on the station are a maze of shunts and relays with patches going between unrelated systems and even to power cells that are being used to boost flow in critical areas. 6 connections are required to stabilize this power grid. Okay. I already knew that. Alright. Let's see if we can find defense system. That's gravity. I know there's something back here. Aha! Defense grid. Now the gravity said that we needed to, so let's scan. Alright, so Klingons who ran the station in the early 24th century made significant improvements to the station shields and added turret weapons. While it made the station more defensible, it also increased the amount of energy needed to keep the station's defense grid operational. The fourth connection must be to the defense grid. Well, that works out. We've made 3 connections so far, and the gravity has to has to be connected to the defense grid. So now we go to the defense grid. 4th power transfer successful. Now it doesn't tell me anything else about what else to connect to. This is glowing, so let's see what this says. Skin damage power coupling. Okay, there is a shunt that is slowly diverting energy from the station's power core to hollow emitters installed in some of the lower levels of the station. You will need to compensate for that energy drain to restore replicator function. The connection must end with the system to which you are attempting to restore power. Okay, so that means, let's see, we need to end with replicators. Let's see, there's one more system that I see, and let's scan holosuite. The holosuites have a separate environmental control system so that they can be finely tuned for temperature conditions appropriate to the various scenarios that are running at any given time. Environmental controls cannot connect to holosuites, not a problem. Okay, so let's continue. We can at this point reroute power to holosuite. Oh no! Okay, so that failed. So let's try that again. We know we need to start with replicators. We know replicators had to connect to environmental control. We know that gravity controls were next. And we know that the 4th one has to be the defense grid. Alright. There we go. And let's see. So 6 stabilization, okay. Start with the connection to the replicators. Connection must end with the... Okay, replicators must have a connection to environmental controls. Okay, not every system needs to be used. So, most likely then, if I remember, let's see if we need to use this. Okay, so we go back to environmental controls and then to replicator because it must start and end with replicators, and there we go. Success! Okay, now we report to Balan. Ooh. Mood lighting is right, okay. Alright, and we report to Belen. Here we go. We see Davidians.
Get your
There we go.
cocktails. 4.7% discount for the next 3 minutes.
And report to Belen.
Welcome to Drosana Station, the home of the finest libations and pleasures this side of Rex. Care to hear about today's specials? Have you tried the Comet Cocktail? It's out of this world. They are, and I am exceedingly pleased by your generous offer to repair them for no compensation. I can't let you go away empty-handed, though. How about I give you a 15% discount on drinks and souvenirs for an amount of time to be determined by management?
We had a deal. The replicators for information about Samara.
Fine. A deal's a deal, right? Never let it be said that I'll cheat a valued customer like yourself. Personally, I don't know why you're so interested in her. She's a looker, but just try talking to her. She's more paranoid than an Obsidian Order agent in a room full of Tal Shiar. Samara usually hangs out near the Dabo table.
Keep an eye out for a looker wearing purple. You can't miss her.
Alright, and now we find Samara. She is right there, a looker wearing purple.
Be careful.
There
They're
we go.
watching. I'm not in the mood for a chat right now, thanks. Find out who's watching me. I'm not safe here. The Klingons are looking for me. They know someone has been feeding intelligence to Starfleet. The ghosts are always watching. Their eyes are hungry. Yesterday, they surrounded a drunken Klingon. Now he's dead. They will find me when the blue light shines, and then I'll disappear.
I know what the ghosts are.
How could you know that? You may think you know. You may even have readings in your tricorder that you think are right. But you don't know. How could you know? I'm here every day. They watch me, and I watch them.
I can take you someplace safe.
No, they're everywhere. They're watching. You've been here too long. Someone will notice that we're together. Go do something else. Play Dabo. I'll contact you when I'm ready, when it's safe.
Alright, so now I go over and I am not going to talk to the nervous Ferengi, but I am going to play
Spin the wheel and win.
I've played Dabo plenty of times before, so did not get my bed in time. There we go, and slot 0, and I like to do 0, 12, and 24, and place my bet. There we go.
Davo!
Was that a...
Close enough. I couldn't wait for you to get that lucky. We would have been here all night. Psst. Samara wants me to give you a message. She wants you to know, if you're interested in finding out what's really going on here at Drazana Station, you need to check out the lower levels. I have an access code for you that will get you past the security doors. If you want to talk with her again, I suggest you collect your winnings and catch her before she leaves.
So I continue, and one more. Just for the heck of it. One more round, 10 seconds left, there we go.
Dava Witalita is a licensed product of Quark Enterprises.
Do, spin the wheel, there we go. Woohoo, another 35 gold press platinum, okay. And go talk to her before she leaves.
I'm not in the mood for a chat right now, thanks. You don't need to worry about me. I'm going to leave this place to the ghosts. They seem to belong here more than we do. I've booked passage on a ship. You don't need to know which one. Just tell Drake. He'll keep getting his intel, one way or another. Good luck. You're going to need it. What?
Captain, there were Davidians in the Donatu system. Now you found evidence of them again on Drazana Station. Obviously, they're using the neutral zone as some sort of feeding ground, and that puts dozens of worlds at risk. I've requested sensor data from the ships closest to the comet's current location for analysis. But that is only half of our problem. If properties of the comet are somehow easing the Davidians' entry into this area of space, how do we stop them? Recommendations? The closest research facility is on Deep Space K7. I recommend that we consult with the team there. So we consult with Lieutenant Calapo on Deep Space K7. Calapo can be found in the lab area, so I'm going to return to ship.
Oh, what's the harm in a little friendly wager?
I can see a few other agents of yesterday doing the same mission. Here we go. And we're ready to leave the system. Alright, so now we need to go to Deep Space K7. This is very close by. Yay. Because we are traveling at a whopping warp 7.78. Gotta love those slow travels as you are leveling up your tune. Approaching Deep Space K7. Yay! There we go. And loading in. And we need to find the lab area once we get into the space station. There we go, docking. Alrighty, here we go, finding our lab. Okay, looks like I'm supposed to go this way. When in doubt, look at your large mini-map. So the lab is apparently through the bar. So we will head to the bar. Whee! Here we go. There we go. And here's the door to the turbo lift for the lab. There we go. And this looks like our contact. Yep, there we go. Our Saurian.
How can I help you? So that explains why Drake was interested in the prototype. It was a complete failure at detecting polarization cloaks. But if I added a phase modulator and reversed the polarity, these modifications should be no problem. And when I'm done, this beam will pack quite a punch against phase-shifted Davidians. I'll forward the weapon on to Drake as soon as I'm done. Be careful. The Davidians won't stop. I'm afraid we'll have to be ready to fight. Good.
Captain, we've done what we can for Samara. We have the information we need about the Davidians, and Lieutenant Calapo is working on a weapon we can use to fight them. I suggest that we report back to Drake and see what he has to say. He's never very forthcoming with his information, but the more we know about him and his operations, the more we'll learn about Section 31. Are you ready to leave the system now? Alright, so we can now purchase comic cocktails at Drazana Station. This is quite handy. With comic cocktails, if you feed a tribble a comic cocktail, you will always get a triolic tribble. Comic cocktails cost about 20 EC each, if I remember rightly, and the triolic tribbles sell for about 1500. So if you absolutely need a little bit of money, that is one way you can make a small amount, is to unlock the comic cocktails and purchase them from Balan and then use them to breed a few tribbles. It's not going to make you rich, but it will give you a little bit of extra to help fund your tune as you're leveling up. Alright, so we report to Franklin Drake. We're going to leave the system. And that finishes Spin the Wheel. No fighting during this episode. Relatively short. You have to remember the sequence or use the clues to figure out the sequence. Alright, and we will report to neutral zone contact.
Good work. Samara may think she has slipped my noose, but I always have ways of keeping tabs on her. I take special care to know all about people in whom I have an interest. But you already know that, don't you? The ghosts that Samara mentioned concern me, however. You already encountered Davidians once. It's likely they're on Drazana Station as well. And I won't let them use Federation citizens as food. Lieutenant Kalapo has completed work on the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. It should help you when you're ready to enter the lower levels of Drazana. Drake out.
Alright, so we receive a bit of experience, some expertise, some dilithium, and I'm actually not going to choose the prototype rifle. I quite like what I have. Instead, I'm going to choose one of these, this warp core, because that'll give me some extra EC because I'm just going to vendor it. Okay, so that'll give me an extra 5,000 or so, 6,000 EC.
Until next time.
Okay, and as you can see, I have increased in rank to 21. So that is Spin the Wheel. No combat, but solving a little bit of a puzzle.
It's clear the Davidians are more of a problem. I expect you to be efficient and discreet.
Alright, so that was Spin the Wheel, and I will see you next time for the mission, What Lies Beneath. Bonnie can. Alright, I'll see you next time.